everyone. My name is Francis Wang. Today, I'm going to present my CSS2A final project, Tic-Tac-Toe game design using C++. So to create a tic-tac-toe game, a board layout is essential. A typical board layout consists of a 3x3 square with a total of 9 square boxes. 2 players, X and O, will fill the 3x3 square box with their alternate terms. When the first player enters the number, a symbol of X will be placed in the specific square. For the second players, a symbol of O would be used. The player who first fills the box with 3X or 3 O's in a horizontal, vertical, or diagonal manner will win the game. In the case when none of the players succeeds in filling the boxes horizontally, vertically, or diagonally with 3X or 3 O's, then the game will be considered as a draw. There are 3 possible situations the players will encounter when they play the tic-tac-toe game. So the first situation is when the one player enters the same square position. The players has already gone to, so we had to inform the player to enter his or her mark into another balanced square. The second situation is when the game is tight. The last situation is when one player wins the game. Next, let me talk about the 3 classes I have created. There are 3 classes: board class, player class, and the money class. The board class mainly is to display the board game layout. Also, I have included show function here that consists of show intro function and show introduction function, so that they could display the information about the game. The purpose of the player class is to allow players enter their personal information that include their ages, names. In addition, there's a show notes function here. They will display some important notes to the players, which is it will cost $5 to play the games. Also, at the end of the game, the winner can have profits of $100 as a reward. Because of this, I create the money class to make C++ to manage the money balance of each players in their wallets before and after they play the game. So for the test driver, there's about 320 lines of code I made. The most important function for the game design is to check who the winner is. So I have implemented the check win functions inside the text driver. I also use a do while loop and multiple else if statement to help me come up with the outcome for the game. Here I'm going to show you how I use operator overloading to calculate the balance of the money in each player's wallet. The codes you see here, it's a syntax for the overloading operator, which performs additions of money and the new balance of the money for each players. So variables, money ones represent the amount of money for the player one, and money two is represent for second player's amount of money he has. Another simple code demo I'm going to show here is a single inheritance relationship between board class and the player class. As you see here, a show function under the board class is pretty lengthy here. It's a very pretty lengthy output description of the game instruction and introduction. There is an option not to use an inheritance relationship between board class and player class. The difference is that if we intentionally want to have show function under the player class, having an inheritance relationship will allow us not to repeat the same function again in the player's class. So you see the benefit of using such a single inheritance relationship between the two classes. So that way, the codes would look cleaner without repeating the lengthy codes again. Let's do the actual code demos using the code blocks. So here I have my min CPP, which is the test driver files that I have the check win functions. Yeah, inside the do while loop. Yeah, many else if statements. Here is the board class and its implementation file. And here is for the players, header file, implementation file, and the money header file and money implementation file. Let's run the game. So here I have the introduction and instruction and the special notes. So I'm going to enter the first player's name. Show me he has $100 in the pocket. Okay. So let's create a situation where the game is draw. So the game is draw. Let's play again. Play another one. Say I have $50. So if this time we are playing, say the first player enter first position, and if the second player enter the same position like the first one did, guess this would happen. This is what would happen. So it will show the invalid move, and then try it again. So here, the first player wins. And then it calculates how much the balance remains for the winners. So for the future work, instead of asking users to enter numbers that correspond to the specific locations of the board game, users can move their mouses to their desired location by clicking the mouse to confirm their move with a sound effect. So similar to this one, I think would be ideally to create. And if possible, have enough time, I should research more about how the game library works and implement graphical sounds effect using APIs and the simple and fast multimedia library. Also, ideally, it will be nice if the user can have two options to play. The first is if it's only one players, where the one players can play with a computer. Secondly, if there's two people, so they could also have option to play, as a two players. So lastly, um, I think it would be a great idea to separate and create the check win functions from my test driver into another independent class so that the remaining code in the test drivers will look cleaner and simpler. Otherwise, the code is just too many, lines in the driver files. So here is the reference. So they will conclude my presentation today. Thank you very much.